Hi. Hi, welcome to another evening of Meet the Author. Tonight we have Shelley Gilbert. And Shelley Gilbert wrote a couple books, but the main one that she has right here is Swimming Naked with Jellyfish. And this book won the Eric Hoffer Book Award. We're going to talk to Shelley a little bit about how she won this award. How are you, Shelley?
Hi, Jason. I'm fine, thank you.
I'm going to read a little bit about the book.
Okay.
And about Shelley. Shelley has been a writer for 15 years. Swimming Naked with Jellyfish is Mrs. Gilbert's debut novel. It took 14 years to write. She is currently writing the sequel. During this 14-year period, she created and published her first book, the gift quality coloring book for adults, and we have some examples of that here. Islands, a coloring book for adults, selling on Amazon.com since 2002. This unique book contains 30 drawings and 30 poems by Shelley. The author has also been a visual artist for over 30 years. Her collage is award-winning, and her tape paintings show in a Madison Avenue Art Gallery juried collection. Miss Gilbert was born in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, and graduated from SUNY Empire State College, New York, with her bachelor's degree in creative writing. She's acquired half an MFA in creative writing at Manhattanville College, New York. She lives in New York with her husband, Hank Teller. You don't live in New York anymore.
No, we
live in
Milford,
right?
Connecticut, yes.
But you used to live in New York.
Yes. Could you tell?
Yeah, I used to live in New York too, and New Jersey. Please visit Mrs. Gilbert's website. She welcomes your questions and comments, and her website, and we have this on the show also written, it's ShelleyGilbert.com.
Shelley Joy Gilbert.
You're right, ShelleyJoyGilbert.com. ShelleyJoyGilbert.com. And let me hand Shelley the book because she's going to read some parts of the book for us.
Thank you.
Well, welcome, Shelley.
Thank you. Can I tell you how I got the title?
Yes. Go ahead.
It actually happened to me. I was
Swimming naked with jellyfish.
I was a teenage girl in my bikini, and I liked to swim in the ocean of Brighton Beach. So we used to take off our bikinis, and so I took off my bikini and I was swimming naked, and I swam into what felt like a tub of tapioca pudding. And it was a school of jellyfish, those clear jellyfish. It looks like scallops. Mm-hmm. And I did not get stung, and I was swimming in them and playing with them. And so there was a point when I got really scared because I was naked, right? Mm-hmm. So I quickly put my legs together. Right, you could finish that sentence. And then when I did that, one went down my throat.
A jellyfish?
A jellyfish.
Oh,
I ate it. That was my first sushi, I think.
And it didn't burn you?
No, nothing. It was actually a pleasant experience. So that's how the title came to me. It actually came to me in a dream, and it stuck. So I named it.
Creative way to have a title. But before I read a chapter, let's hold on and find out a little bit more about the book. And I have some questions to ask you. Here we go.
Oh, the questions. Okay.
The questions. Well, the first question was, what does the title Swimming Naked with Jellyfish mean? I think you jumped me on that one. Okay. How did you get this title? You jumped me on that one.
The dream.
How did you start writing this book? And tell us a little bit about what the book is about.
This book is a memoir novel. It is a story of my life. It is 99% true. I novelize. It's officially a novel because I changed everybody's names, and then I added something that a scene that wasn't true. But so it's.
So is it more memoir or more novel?
It's more memoir. It's almost all true.
Because there's a thing by Capote. He did what's called a non-fiction novel.
A non-fiction novel. I don't know what that is.
Non-fiction novel is a novel, but it's not fiction. It's in a non-fiction way. And he's the one who introduced that. And most people will say, well, it can't be a novel if it's nonfiction. But actually, that's exactly it. And I wrote my memoir in that way, nonfiction novel.
I was working with a mentor at the time at my college. He was the dean of the college. I worked with him for 2 years at the beginning when I first started this book. And I asked him, what's the designation? What should it be? And he said, well, you changed everybody's names and you added the scene. He said it's a novel. You could call
But
it
it's a true story, right?
But it's a true story.
So actually, it would fall under it's a novel, but actually it's a nonfiction novel. Okay, like a poem.
Okay. Or he said it could be an autobiographical novel, but I think that term isn't used so much anymore.
Memoir and autobiographical, and I had to research this myself because I wrote.
Oh, is there a difference between the two?
An autobiography is like your whole life story, which that might be. A memoir is like you're talking about a certain section of your life. For instance, out of your life you might have spent.
Right. This is a memoir. This is
a memoir is like you're taking
This
a
is
section.
from very young to about age 30. So
that would be
it's a memoir.
It's not like an autobiography would be
Right.
like if a president wrote about his whole life
Right.
from the day he's born.
Right, I
the day
see.
he's passed because it has historical significance. So that would be more like an autobiography.
Okay.
Usually, famous people want their whole stories out there for
Yeah,
historical purposes.
I'm not famous, so I don't want the
We're just
whole
writing the
a
memoir
third of my story.
For we want a memoir more for interest than for a historical reason, where every
Yeah.
little fact, what I ate for breakfast would be important.
Okay.
So tell us about. So the book is your memoir, okay? And
How did it get started?
Why did you? Yeah. Well, why did you write a memoir? Why do you think? And also, why do you think somebody would like to read your memoir?
Well, because my readers tell me that it's a page turner. One person said she read it twice in one day.
Wow.
One reader said she read it in 2 days.
She read a book twice in one day.
She read the book twice in one
You have the
day.
award for that one. I've never
She's
heard
a
that.
fast
Was
reader.
amazing.
I
But
said,
that's
you are a
fantastic.
fast reader. Yeah.
That is a compliment.
It's a very honest book. I write I use frank language, very straightforward. It's very honest and real. It's funny. It's a little sexy, and it's very truthful and direct language. So people relate to that.
But why? What message did you have that you thought people would be interested in? Again, it's your memoir.
It wasn't a message.
Why does
No, it didn't start that way. I decided to go back to college to get my bachelor's degree late in life, and I wasn't an author yet. So I took a writing class, and my writing teacher called me up at night and said, you're a writer. So she said, take a class with me. So I took a class, and I was writing in third person. She gave me a third person project to write. And I had a lot of trouble writing third person. I couldn't do it. So I didn't know what to write. So she said, try first person. And then I was very comfortable with first person. So she said, why don't you write vignettes about your life? So I wrote 23 vignettes about my life. And then when my course ended and I graduated the college after 5.5 years, I got my bachelor's. I said, what do I do? I want to do something with all these vignettes. And so I was thinking about it, and I decided to turn it into a book because I already had a stack of writing material. So the 23 vignettes turned into, like 59 vignettes, and that became this memoir.
Okay, I see. Very nice. Who buys that book? Who have you seen? I mean, you sat probably at author signings or...
Yes, well, men buy this book as well as women. I thought it would just be women who would buy it because I thought it would be a woman's book because I'm a female and it's very female-oriented. But men buy it too. I have very good reviews from men. And I don't know, maybe they like the sexy parts. Maybe that's the reason. But They're
They're
adults.
buying it on the title, or they're buying it on the story?
The title is what really gets their attention. And I thought it would be a good title because it's intriguing.
It is. It causes you curiosity, what's going on here. And
yes, what does that mean? Did this really happen to you? Sometimes people would ask me, did this really happen? And I always have fun talking about how it happened.
It's a personal story.
Yeah.
And you also brought some other things that, well, first of all, let's see the coloring book, because myself being an artist, and you said you're also an artist before you were a writer.
Yes, I was an artist.
Just really, this is amazing.
This is my first coloring book.
Islands, hold it up.
I have three of them.
Tell us about that. Well, let's see them all. Got Islands.
This is Islands Volume 2 for adults.
Volume 2.
And this is Islands, a coloring book for teens and kids. They all have 30 hand-drawn drawings, which I drew, and they all have 30 poems each. And each drawing has a poem that interprets the drawing, because the drawings are all abstract drawings.
Different type of abstract drawing.
You want me to select?
Yeah, select one that you like to say the poem, and what exactly someone has to do when they purchase this or get this. I mean, I think it's really great, and we'll see why in a moment.
This is, I like this one. This is a drawing that I labeled, am I holding this okay?
A little bit higher, a little bit higher. Very good, yes.
This is a drawing. I do the drawings first. I look at the drawing and then I think, what is it saying to me, or how does it make me feel?
So read what you
So
have
I called this artist, and I read, and the poem is artist. When you're buttering your bread, when you're writing a story for school, as you comb your hair, be the artist that you are. When you're dressing in the morning, when you're picking out a birthday gift, as you cut your steak, be the artist that you are. You're an artist all the time. You, the artist, lies within. Be an artist right now as you do the little things.
And what is the purpose of these coloring books, do you think?
I started the coloring book because I had a job and I was very bored on my lunch hour. And so I always liked to color, so I started to, this was my first...
So you wanted a coloring book for adults?
For adults, not a children's coloring book. So I just made abstract drawings. So this was my very first drawing.
And you said, so why is it different than for children?
Okay, let me tell you that these became a crossover coloring books because adults like to buy the kids and teens, and kids and teens buy the adults. I did a teens one, a teens and kids one, because I wanted to write a poem about saving money. You know, the importance of saving money, and then there's another poem that came from a Chinese proverb. It's untitled, so I titled it "The Importance of Thinking," it's a very famous poem that you've seen around. And then in the back of this particular book, there are 5 recipes. Let's see. Okay, this one is all the same. So here's a drawing of pasta, ziti pasta, and then I like to cook, so I just made up simple recipes. Shelley's pasta with butter. So this would be a teen's first pasta recipe.
And while he's reading the recipe and getting involved with it, he's painting it in.
Yeah, coloring it in. Yeah, and I do say, make this with an adult because you're using the stove. If it's a adolescent,
Okay, and let's go back to swimming with jellyfish because I forgot to ask you to read a portion of that.
Okay,
so
I'd love to.
Read a portion for us and give us an idea of your writing style.
Okay. I can't go into the future without also looking back and assessing the damage. Why look back? Why not forget the past and go forward? My sister's husband, Pat, always said to me and my sister. Maybe his feeling that way had something to do with him being adopted. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever know. All I know is that I care about where I came from. I can't not look back. I mean, I can live in the present and I could look to the future and move ahead with my life, but I can't not look back. I came from there. It's there behind me all the time, following me wherever I go. All this dirt. And I have not only my own shit to clean up, but I must also clean up my father's and my mother's dirt because they chose to abdicate their responsibility, and I inherited their shit with their stuff when they died.
Cute.
Cute? No one ever said this book was cute.
Do you want to read another piece? Or you want to go to the other book?
Maybe.
Would you like to read another piece?
Well, I didn't plan it out. Yeah, I could read this one. Okay.
Tell us about that book, God is Real. I like the idea and how that came about.
Well.
And what's the relationship to Bed Bath & Beyond?
Okay. I was an atheist for 59 years, and then one day I decided I wanted to find God. So
the cover showed you the cover first.
Sorry.
God is Real. Small book.
Yeah. This picture here was a vision that I received when I was 29 years old. That's why it's on the cover, because it's important to me. So I will read my experience at Bed Bath & Beyond. One day when I was 55 years of age, my life shifted into a new direction. This is a funny and ironic story. I was shopping in my local Bed Bath & Beyond store, buying yet another set of bed linens because I didn't have that particular shade of beige. I suddenly stopped walking and looked down. I looked at all the stuff in my cart and felt a longing. I silently implored, "Is this it? Is this all there is to life?" That Peggy Lee song came into my head, "Is that all there is?" I just stood there in that store, staring at all the stuff in my cart and feeling a strong yearning to find a deeper meaning to life. I couldn't believe that life was just about cooking dinners, buying bed linens, and sending out greeting cards. I didn't realize then that I wanted to find God. I just wanted to find something deeper and more meaningful. Eternal being does indeed have an ironic sense of humor when it planted that seed in me in Bed Bath & Beyond.
You said somebody said something about the beyond part too, that you didn't think of yourself.
I didn't get it. All of a sudden, when I first found God, and I was telling people how I started to want to find God, and I told them that it happened in a Bed Bath & Beyond store. A friend said to me, "Oh, Beyond, Bed Bath & Beyond." I said, "Oh, very good. I never even realized that." So,
very nice. And this I really like.
God likes to play tricks on us. Land of Sush.
First of all, let me read what the back says.
Okay.
These are 6 seahorse stories. Apollo Seahorse. A seahorse discovers her purpose in life. That is really cute. Cherry Seahorse. A tiny seahorse finds her power. Vanilla and Chocolate Seahorses. I mean, this is creative.
Oh,
this is the story of twin seahorses. One likes the getting there, the other likes the being there. Marshmallow Seahorse. Sometimes the gentlest seahorse must protect her heart. Yes, no Seahorse. In the land of Suj, a seahorse always pays for a wrongdoing. And C3 Seahorse. To one seahorse, creating is everything. So tell us about these short stories. And who are they for?
I just wrote them because I felt like writing them. I love seahorses, so I was writing this book at the time, and I needed a break from all the heaviness to writing about my life. So these are entirely, a fantasy, a lot of description, a lot of color, and there's a lot of fun in this book. So there were 6 independent seahorse stories. May I read this review that I got
Yeah,
from
go
Little
ahead.
Brown and
Definitely.
Company. Charming children's book. The stories are beautifully written and morally relevant. Well, that's important also because I always loved Aesop's fables. So I patterned these stories, the morals of the stories after Aesop's fables, that each one has a different moral to
So you
live
wanted
up to.
something for kids, youngsters to have to learn morals, to learn some moral message from the story. Is that the idea?
You know, when I wrote them, I was really just writing them just for the pleasure of escaping from that. So I wasn't thinking of writing for children. I was just writing it for just my own pleasure. But I decided to have each one hit on a different moral because as I said, I liked Aesop's fables. So, and then this turned into a young adult children's book.
Okay. Now, let's go back to Swimming Naked with Jellyfish. Now, that won an award. And
Yes.
show everybody the award again. And this is a show about, authors and the creative process, but also being an author, not just about the book itself. So you said you went through a process to win the award. So tell us a little bit about what type of award it was, why you applied for it, and the process an author goes through to win an award so that other authors can know.
This award comes from the Eric Hoffa Foundation. Eric Hoffa was an American author, and when he passed, before he passed, he asked his estate to set up a judging medal
Award.
that they, he would like other authors to get an award. So I published this book in 2008, and I just happened to, I was looking online for awards I could enter my book, and this award is for published books. So you already had to have a book published, and so I met all the criteria. And, you send in a check for $15 or something, and they want a copy of the book. And they don't want your bio. They don't want to see any information about you.
They want the book to stand on its own.
They want the book to stand on its own. So this was an international contest, so I competed with people from all over the world.
How many people altogether you told me competed, you thought?
Well, there's several hundred,
That's quite a
and
big
different
number.
categories.
It's quite a big number.
Yes, and there are many different categories.
What category was this, memoir?
So no, this category was I won the Montaigne Medal for thought-provoking books and for excellence in independent publishing.
That was the award category?
That was the award category for the Montaigne Medal. But it might have been novels or memoir. Actually, it was in 2009, so it's 5 years ago. So it might have been actually a memoir or novel category.
So what happened when you won the award? Did they have a monetary compensation? Or just
No.
a sticker, or they put it in the newspaper?
No, I had to actually buy these stickers and pay for it. No, I just got the glory of being one of those few people who were chosen among an international selection. I was honored. I was very thrilled. I didn't think I would win because everybody says, don't expect to win, But then I got a letter, and it said that I won. So I was thrilled. So it's very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions for other authors that want to win awards? What would you say?
Go through the internet and see where all the awards are listed, because they're listed on Google. You could Google that and see where your book falls in, because it has to fall in a certain category, and then you have to send it to them before a certain date. and then you have to send it to them in a certain way. They want to receive it in a certain kind of envelope or without bio. And so if you manage to do all those things, and then you quickly get it in the mail, and you hope, but don't expect anything.
Well, as they said...
and you have to send a check, of course.
Check.
Yes.
90% of winning is just showing up. Well, Shelley, thank you for being a guest on the author. It went by quite fast.
Thank you. Yes, it did.
Half hour's
It was
up.
a pleasure. Thank you.
And good luck with all your books.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Right.
Great. I heard your little thing go off.
Right. Forgot to tell you.
Okay.
It takes
Clear.
a couple seconds before they
Oh.
close it. So you heard my little thing go
I
off.
heard
It's
you
not
beep,
part of the
beep.
show.